everybody? Some guy who cooks here, and surprise! It's a surprise episode tonight of Some Guy Who Cooks, because after all, it is Burger Monday, and I didn't release a burger episode on Burger Monday, so I gotta make up for that. Granted, this is not a Bob's Burger. This is a Some Guy Who Cooks burger. It's an experimental burger. This is the Bird-ger, all thanks to a very, very close friend of mine, my girlfriend. Actually, she came up with that name, and I was so very proud of her because it's fantastic. I love it. But anyway, guys, here's what it is. You know the deal with lean ground beef. I see Jasper has jumped in. Huzzah! How's it going, Jasper? Glad to see you here. But you guys, you know the deal with lean ground beef. Right now, I've got some 90% lean ground beef here, but I've also got some ground turkey, and here's why. Lean ground beef, when you make a burger, it's still good. It still works. It's still got that nice beefy flavor. However, it doesn't have all that fat. 80-20 is like the ideal when it comes to making a burger. It's got enough fat that it doesn't, make it super, super fatty and lose all of its content when you cook it, but it's also, anyway, I don't have to explain it. You know what it is. With the lean ground beef, leaner than that, at the 90-10 like I have here, it can be a little bit tough, that can happen. It's not as juicy because, of course, it doesn't have that fat content. Turkey, however, I recently made a turkey burger, and ground turkey is a very squishy. It's a very, very, very tender meat. And by the way, I see Jester commented more. How are you? I'm doing great. How about you? Glad to see you're here once again. It's going great. Glad to hear it. You guys made Cuban tonight. Well, that is awesome. And I hope it was awesome. I'm sure it was. I see Amber is also here. Huzzah! Glad to see you. And, you're not late. It's only 2 minutes in. I'm still describing things. So you're good to go. But anyway, ground turkey has a very, very tender, light texture, not unlike fat in a burger. It's very juicy. And I have a feeling if I mix the ground turkey and the 90% lean ground beef, I can get something akin to a fattier burger patty without adding all the fat. Granted, again, that's without flavor. However, we got MSG here, and that is flavor. It might not be quite the same as fat, but it'll still be good, I'm sure. I see Crystal has jumped in. Huzzah! Glad to see you here as well. Thanks for joining. But anyway, let's get this show on the road, shall we? I've got just a plain bun here. I'm not doing the Parmesan today because I just want to do this a quick one. So I'm going to throw it on our griddle, which I'm turning up, bringing up to temperature so we can have a nice toasted bun. And, Lambert says, I was making stuff with resin, and your hands were covered in chemicals. Oh, my goodness. Resin shakers. Sounds cool to me. But anyway, we got a few people in here. And, yes, MSG is pretty bad, you know what. It's not bad for you. It's actually not bad for you at all. It's really good. It's really good. It'll change your life in the cooking world. And as I was saying, MSG. So, Jasper, one thing to note, MSG is actually not bad for you. There's a common misconception about that. And it's actually better for you than salt. The same people, well, let's see, you wear your PPE. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what PPE means right now. But anyway, it's similar to, people who did anti-vax stuff. It was not a very well done, study. A lot of other studies suggest that there is nothing actually bad about it for you. It actually has less sodium than salt. But anyway, I digress. So here we go. Let's get on with it. I have the burger buns toasting, and I'm going to start getting out some of our meat. We've got, like I said, 90% lean ground beef, and we've got ground turkey, which is like all the percent lean. Personal protective equipment. I just love that beefy smell, And I'm going to do enough to make myself a good-sized burger tonight. I'm hungry, you guys. So here's a nice little patty of beef, and we're going to grab about equal in ground turkey, and we're just going to. This is really gross, I'm going to admit, but we're going to do it. So usually you don't want to do very much mixing and squishing and all that with meat when you're making a burger because it's not going to be as crumbly and juicy and all that jazz. However, we really want to mix these meats together well. So I'm committing that sin of mixing the beef and the turkey. I mean, I want to see what it does. It's getting actually a really cool marbled look here. And it's not going to be a perfect blend, but I think we're going to get a really cool product in the end. So while our griddle is still heating up, I'm doing this and mixing this meat as best I can. And you can see it's pretty cool. It's you see kind of a marbled look to it that it's getting. But yeah, Jasper, definitely do some more research on MSG. I was very, very, very hesitant about it for a long time until I read more about it. It has a really bad stigma, and people usually tie it to Chinese food, but that's all it is a stigma. And it's actually naturally present in a lot of the foods we eat already. So anyway, it does look cool, doesn't it, Amber? I'm not going to touch the thing to show your comment, but there we go. That's pretty well mixed. I'm going to set that on our cutting board so I can wash my hands off and use the burger buns, or remove them from the griddle, because I'm sure they're good and toasty by now, okay? And I don't care if they're like super hot by the time we're ready, but I do want them to have a little bit of a crisp so they hold their form when I use them. And Crystal says it's a natural salt. Yeah, it is a natural salt. It's I do like the flavor you get with salt, so I also add a little bit of salt. However, the MSG, it's just something about it really enhances flavor, which a lot of people say salt is a flavor enhancer. I think yes, but it also has its own flavor. MSG, every time I've tasted it, doesn't really have a flavor. It just kind of enhances everything that you're making with it. So here we go. These buns. All right, they're not brown, but they're pretty toasty. I'll let them go for another minute. And while I do, I'm actually going to close up my meat bags. That sounded awful. But I'm going to close up my meat bags and set them aside so we can get on with this beautiful burger. Okay? Umami. Yes, umami is the flavor you get. So anyway, you know what? That's toasty enough. Here's what we're putting on our buns, okay? We're going with a very simple burger today. We're going with a little bit of mayonnaise. We're going with a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of mustard. See, I got them here. A little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, and we're going with a couple pickles, okay? Pickles. How long does the burger take? It's probably less than 10 minutes, actually. I mean, we're going to see. We're doing a smash burger style, so it should be pretty simple. So fry sauce. Yes, very similar to fry sauce. I'm not going to use any of the juice from the pickles. So not quite, but it is basically fry sauce. Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's going to be super good. Counting and casting on stitches. You're laughing. Well, I'm glad to hear you're laughing. Anyway, guys, here we go. Let's grab a knife. Let's go ahead and spread some of our toppings on this bun. I'm going to do mayonnaise on the bottom. Okay. Woo, that might be a bit much on the mayonnaise front, okay? Don't glop on quite that much. There we go. Look at that golden color. That's looking great. And, Amber, I agree. I love Miracle Whip. However, with the burger, I've started to gain an appreciation for mayonnaise on a burger. As surprising as that sounds, I am not by any means a mayonnaise person, but when it comes to burgers, I'm starting to become one. So our low fat has just gotten fatty with the mayonnaise here, though. Our low fat patty has gotten fatty with the addition of mayonnaise. But it's less fatty than if we use that 80-20 ground beef. So anyway, here we go. We've got our second bun, also nice and golden and toasty. We're going to squirt on a little bit of ketchup and mustard, and then we're going to throw on as well a couple pickles. Tartar sauce on French fries, Tartar sauce is a pretty good one there, Jasper. It's definitely got its time and place, and French fries seems like a pretty good use of it to me. Usually I do it when I do like fish and chips. So there we go. We got some ketchup. I'm not going to be shy with the ketchup and the mustard. We're making a pretty good sized burger here, guys. And I don't have that much mustard left, but that's okay. I got enough. There we go. And I need to point you guys down so you can see this stuff. Here we go. So here you go. You can see I got one bun done with that mayonnaise. We got the ketchup and the mustard here. We're just going to mingle and mix them together here. And this is a nice crispy bun. And we are now done with this knife, so we'll set it aside. And we'll go ahead and throw on 2 pickles. And these are homemade. 1, 2. Skiddly diddly do. And there we have it. Our buns are ready to go. Okay? We've got 1 slice of cheese. We've got a nice big piece of meat here. And we're going to make this happen, guys. So let's go ahead and scooch on over here. I'm going to grab some butter for the skillet. Yeah, a little bit of butter. Again, that's more fat we're adding to the final product here, which, if you're going low fat, then we're kind of defeating the purpose. However, this is a process I usually, go through anyway when I'm making a burger. So we are actually reducing the amount of fat that's being added to this recipe. So there we go. We got some butter down. We're going to spread it around. There we go. Nice little bit of butter there. And we're going to break our beef here into 2 balls. 2 nice little patties. Try to be as even as you can. First one, here we go. Setting it down. We're going to let it cook for just a second. And then we're going to give it a little flip and a smash. Okay. Cooked a little bit. Flip it over. We got something to press here. And this is the buttery one. We'll put that on top. Smash it down. There we go. We got a good smash here. And just hold that for a good little bit, okay? That is a good-looking patty. While it's going, we got our black pepper. Sprinkle of MSG. We don't go too heavy. Sprinkle of salt. Again, not too heavy. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of ranch powder as well. I love the flavor from ranch. So just a little bit on there. That is not a little. That's more than I meant. Let's just kind of spread it around a little bit on top there. Okay, and this is cooked pretty well. Let's get under it. And flip her on over. Move it on over. Next thing we want to do while that's cooking, let's get the cheese on top. And then we'll start with our second patty, okay? Here we go with the cheese. Want it to get nice and melty. And now, second patty comes down. Let's go ahead and move some of this butter on over. There we go. Butter in that spot. And we'll get in a nice little sear on that piece before we flip it. This is looking pretty good, guys. Is that fake butter or real? Probably real. It is definitely real butter. See, Grey Wolf has joined us. Huzzah! Glad to see ya. Be sparing, Brett. Yeah, a little bit sparing. Should have mixed it in the meat. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll try that next time. But real quick, we got to flip this ball of meat over. And we got to press it. Time to make our second smash patty here. Okay? There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful, Brett. Your son called shiitake mushrooms. Oh, okay, I'm going to cut that off so I don't have to worry about the language thing. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Amber. Let's torture Brett and make him eat a mushroom burger. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Good job. Good try. With jalapenos and tripe. You know, I like jalapenos unless they're pickled. So, tripe burger sounds awful. So anyway, here we go. This one's going. Let's go ahead. And, you know, I feel like we can give it a flip in a sec. But first, we got to season it. We got our black pepper. I think we got enough ranch on that last one. We'll get some salt here. But you know what? I like ranch, so maybe I'll give it a little bit more. We got some accent. And just a dash of ranch. I shook it this time, so it should be easier. Yeah, there we go. Nice and light on that ranch powder. Just enough to add some flavor. And now let's go ahead and give this guy a flip. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Now, first patty, we're scooping up along with all this caramelized goodness and flipping it right on top of the second patty here. And we're going to get as much of this caramely goodness as we can and just kind of boop. Because that's all flavor right there. That's all flavor. And luckily, it scrapes up nice and easy because this is a really good nonstick pan. So there we go. We're just about done here, guys. Next step is just to put it on our bun. Let's see here. Sure of it, joking, da-da-da. Swear free, I'll watch what I put. Stop trying to count. If you reach 1,000 subs, there was supposed to be something with mushrooms unless they make you seriously ill. Then no. Okay, so like if we reach 1,000 subs, then maybe I'll make something with mushrooms. But we got to do it in like a month. Old school jumped in. Huzzah! Glad to see ya. Yeah, pretty nice chart. It's got a surprisingly good cook for an electric griddle. But anyway, we're going to take, I'm actually going to take the bottom bun on there and flip it this way. There we go. So our burger patty's ready there. We can turn off the griddle. I've already dressed my buns. Giggle, giggle if you want. And now we take the second bun and put it right on top here, okay? We got a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard. We got 2 pickles. We got a little bit of mayonnaise. We got some cheese on these patties. Before I take a bite into the whole thing, I really want to try the meat, okay? So this is a combination of ground turkey and 90% lean ground beef. I want to see how much of a difference it made. Wow. That is interesting. You actually get a little flavor from the ground turkey. Ground turkey on its own is not that flavorful. You know, I mean, I'm sure you've experienced it, but wow, that is interesting. You guys, this is not like any burger I've ever had. We've got our standard flavors in here. And I would actually recommend cutting down on the condiments so you can just taste the beef on its own. It is more delicate. It is definitely juicy. It has a very unique flavor. I don't know how to describe it. This is something else. I don't know what to say about this, guys. I love it. It's great. In fact, I'm probably going to mix the rest of my 90% lean ground beef with the rest of my turkey because they mix really well. And it's unique. It's unique. It does give it more of a texture. I was right. It does give it more of a texture that's closer to the fattier ground beef. It does make it a little more spongy, a little more delicate, a little more juicy, but it also adds a certain flavor from that turkey. It's really cool and really hard to explain. Crumbled and smush the ground beef enough. Okay, so although I don't have good spatulas, I tried making smash burgers, but they crumbled. Is that because I didn't smush the ground beef enough? It could be. You know, a good freshly ground beef is great for making a nice big thick burger. It makes it nice and crumbly and awesome. Smash burgers mix the beef around a little bit so it is a little more gluey. But what you want to do is you really you want to form a ball like I did. Sear one side a little bit so it has a spot you can press down on without the spatula sticking to the meat. Flip it over so you get that little, that little slightly cooked part. And you want to smash it real good and hold that smash for about 10 seconds. You want it to really cook, and that'll help it hold together. And then you can pull off of there, and it should be good to go. You also want it to be a very high heat. You're looking for 400 to 500 degrees. That's one of the keys here. You want a high heat so it can really sear the flavor and all the juices in. And well, when you cook it together, it coheres, it's cohesive and all that jazz. So you're still having a love affair with your Instant Pot. That's not a bad thing. That is the new Ultimate Burger. Beats the Ultimate Beefer, right? No. Ooh, it does not beat the Ultimate Beefer. But I'm a big fan of beef. So how is the turkey? Does it spoil the beef? It does not spoil the beef. It creates something kind of new, a nice little fusion. You guys got to try it, okay? It's really tough to describe. You got to try it. But it gives you the texture of that, that fattier beef, while adding a little something different, a little different flavor. It adds the turkey flavor instead of the fat flavor, which I'm not going to say better or worse. Just different, completely different. Condiments, I agree, cut down on. Yes, definitely cut down the ingredients. An egg would help keep your meat from falling apart. Then you're getting into meatloaf territory there, Amber. And this would make a good meatloaf. I'm sure it would. And thanks, Bet. I was wondering. I wasn't wearing the ball and my spatula was sticking. Okay, yeah, that's where your spatula is going to stick. That's where searing the ball really does help. Sear it a little bit. Make sure you got some butter down on the griddle too, or some oil. But sear it a little bit, then flip it over so you got that little pad of cooked meat, and then give it a good press. And that little pad will help keep your spatula from sticking too bad. Anyway, guys, this is a good burger. I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I'm a little pleasantly surprised. Not that it's good, but how good it is. I love beef. And ground turkey, I'm like, I'm so on. And combining the two, especially with that lean ground beef, has done something very special. You should give it a shot. Try out a Bird-gers sometime, and I guarantee you will not be sorry. Good night. Jasper Anderson out. Until next time, Jasper. And also, until next time to the rest of you, once again, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, comment down below, and be sure to share this with your friends. It's a cool little experiment. It's a lot of fun. It's really good. Maybe try it next time you throw a burger party. Until next time, I'm some guy who cooks. Not that hard of a thing to do, turns out. See you all around. Bye. See ya. Bye. All right, take it easy, guys.